to death, as demonstrated by Meghan's odd performance at the Invictus event. Her behavior during the games was nothing short of peculiar, the author concludes. Kate Middleton and the Queen News YouTube channel extend a warm welcome back. Yeah. All right, then. Well, am I meant to do that? The biggest takeaway I have is, golly, that was weird, the athlete said after the wildly unsuccessful Invictus Games concluded in Germany, and with the national banners being tidied away and competitors on the way home. The most remarkable thing about Meghan, the damn fashion duchess, is not her amazing displays of bravery and the human spirit triumphing over both apparent and unseen suffering, but rather her atypical personality. How on earth did this happen to her? Meghan turned become the very thing she seemed to fight so hard during her palace tenure, an ornamental, mute adjunct to a prince and a terrible turn-up for the books during her 4 days in Europe. Day after day, the hypocritical duchess read aloud to some kids, hugged competitors and kids, posed with NATO chiefs next to her husband Harry, gave out medals, and smiled and applauded. The only indication that the 42-year-old still has the ability to speak is an off-the-cuff statement she made at a reception a few hours after arriving in Germany. The Duchess' hypocrisy was never mentioned on the official program. Recall how the Duchess of Sussex happily told Winfrey, but by the end, she gets her voice back, after comparing seeing The Little Mermaid to her own circumstances during the couple's Oprah Winfrey interview. It was a bizarre turn of events, but the Duchess, who was doing a worryingly good impression of Ariel when she first washes up on land and has sacrificed her power of speech, was the one spotted at the games. Meghan, whose public persona is largely derived from her vocal demeanor and insistence on speaking up, behaved last week as though there was a body snatcher-style invasion occurring, as if she were infected by the spirit of a traditional Midwestern wife who was well-versed in the lyrics to Stand By Your Man. Gloria Steinem, her friend and neighbor back home in California, must have choked on her morning prune smoothie. This year, Meghan did not make an official speech and her wardrobe had been toned down to the point where she began to resemble monochromatic wallpaper, in contrast to last year's event, where the former Suits star took center stage at the opening ceremony and then proceeded to trot out designer outfit after obscenely expensive designer outfit. The penultimate image of Meghan that we have seen, and that some of us have grown to adore, was a blue leather cutout Colt Gaia dress. I totally believe that Meghan is going to start her own pie dish line or write a book on the value of never outshining your spouse, but I do not think this is her true state of affairs. But the Invictus Games have been a big hit with readers of the Sussex books. What the hell is the obvious question at this point? What did Meghan just witness? Why did she temporarily transform herself into a beige-loving Tammy Wynette figure? The public's animosity towards the Duchess in the United States, where a greater number of people have negative opinions about her than positive ones, could be one factor. Queen Camilla performed better in the U.S. polls this year than Meghan, which was the lowest point for the sexes. Even though Harry's polling better, he is still not very well liked. Please let that sink in. It was evident going into the games that Harry and Meghan had to erase the increasingly unfavorable perception that has grown up around them this year, that they are chronic whiners blind to their extraordinary privilege, that they are overpaid, underappreciated hires whose lack of talent was only matched by lukewarm public interest, their non-palace baiting projects, and that their royal luster has been tarnished, possibly irrevocably. Early September arrived, and Sussex Incorporated appeared to be taking on more water. It was necessary to implement a major brand makeover, a holus-bolus replacement of them being seen as gripers and king grifters, and them attempting to recast themselves as vivacious, positive, happy, clappy sorts who just want to help others. A major component of such thinking would seem to be a professional separation of sorts. The Sussexes are obviously eager to begin fresh chapters, new matching notebooks, and new eras of their careers. The reason Meghan has taken the lead and is the main face of the event could be explained by their separating their companies and projects. This professional split would appear to be based on them pursuing both their interests and their talents. With a mega agent representing her, a Meet Me at the Lake adaptation set to hit screens after Netflix acquired the rights, and a, presumably, imminent return to Instagram, Meghan has a busy schedule ahead of her. Though, really, Harry isn't exactly all over this endeavor, is he? More and more, it appears as though the Duchess is about to step back into the overbronzed, underfed scrum of Hollywood, leaving Harry to slop around their shared home office, doing good and more good for the world, and never have to replace his Uggs. In Prince William's four-a-side dad's rugger competition, the 39-year-old appears to be just as excited to play the Los Angeles game as he is to participate. Earlier this month, Harry, along with Meghan, her mother Doria Ragland, and a few friends, attended a Beyoncé concert. He appeared to be enjoying himself moderately, and he was nowhere to be found when the Duchess came back a few days later for another performance, cheerfully posing for the photographers. In contrast, Meghan appears to be far more hungry for attention, spotlights, and being smack dab in the public eye. It appears that the Duchess will now carry the glamorous celebrity hat and take a side interest in charitable endeavors, while Harry will continue to carry the humanitarian kin while occasionally turning out some doco to keep Netflix off of his back. It is likely that they will alternately take the lead and go forward. If it's true that a woman must mute herself and play a pleasant second fiddle in order for the Sussex brand to rejuvenate, then the events of the past few days are somewhat dismal. Not to mention that Ariel and Gloria would agree with me too. I also want to go over some of your remarks in light of this fascinating film. As I discuss in my video, after fleeing Meghan, Harry revealed a depressing fact with a bright smile at the Invictus game. Anna answers the remarks. I am grateful for all of your remarks. Kindly carry on the conversation about this pair with us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe Kate Middleton's page on the Queen News YouTube channel in order to receive later updates. Finally, I would want to thank you for watching and say, have a nice weekend, and see you in the next videos.